It has been a long political journey for opposition leader Raila Odinga, whose presidential ambitions have stretched close to 2 decades. And having previously contested the presidency on 3 occasions, the 2017 presidential contest was regarded by many as the last possible bait for his political ambitions, with his supporters terming his candidacy as the last bullet. But the political arithmetic appears to have failed to give the desired results, despite the Supreme Court annulling the August 8th election win for President Kenyatta and ordering a repeat poll. With legal options becoming limited following the swearing-in of President Uhuru Kenyatta and his deputy William Ruto Tuesday after contesting successfully in the October 26 repeat presidential election, the opposition leader has announced a raft of measures he says will culminate in his assumption of power. But how valid are his aspirations?
This is not the first time, of course, that you'll find somebody being sworn in other than the President of the Republic. But more often than not, even the one that happened in Uganda, it is most of the times used for political purposes. Put political pressure and to give the supporters hope that the war is not lost, the war is on. I will be so worried if Raila Odinga will have said that on 12th, I am going to be sworn in by Justice Maraga, or in the presence of Justice Maraga, but he has not said that. He has only said that he's going to be sworn in.
Constitutional lawyer and former president of the East Africa Law Society, James Muamu, says the sentiments by the former premier and possible swearing in will have little or no legal implications.
Have some pressure, definitely, because you see, for his supporters, they will recognize him as a president. For Uhuru supporters will recognize Uhuru as a president. So in terms of politics, of course, there will be that impact that of recognition as the president. But in terms of the legal instruments, in terms of the constitutional instruments, it will have very little legal impact or constitutional impact. Political, yes, and very significant.
The Constitution mandates only the registrar of the court in the presence of the Chief Justice or the Deputy Chief Justice to swear in the President.
The President has been sworn in by the Chief Justice as the President of the Republic of Kenya. So, of course, there are issues of legitimacy of, the other side of the country saying that, look, we don't recognize your presidency. But so long as all the legal channels were followed, constitutional channels were followed, you have a president. So the issue will be he's the president. So I don't think you should be worried that there's another president elsewhere, in the country, because he's the commander-in-chief.
But even as legal experts say that his threats could amount to just that, they opine that the opposition leader still commands significant political muscle to trouble the sitting government and as such should not be taken lightly.
These are also instruments of negotiation. When you are going for negotiations, you go and come and say, look, I am coming here as the people's president. I am carrying the other half of the republic. So those are instruments of negotiations, and you can't ignore them. In any serious democracy, these are things you can't ignore. And going forward, I think that those are the issues that they are going to raise. And look at the people who, for example, are around Raila Odinga. You have Musalia Mudavadi. Musalia Mudavadi his support base is huge. You have Kalonzo Musyoka. His support base is huge. And Wetangula. These are people you can't dismiss.
And so the pronouncement by Raila Odinga yesterday that he will be sworn in as the people's president by the People's Assembly has left his supporters nursing hope of his presidency. What is left to be seen is whether the swearing in will take place as said or not. From Kisumu County, I am Lilian Otieno.